tide of the Great War has turned. With the destruction of the Lucifer, the Shivan Hive can no longer operate coherently. Soon it will be driven from Terran-Vasudan space completely. Fortune can be a capricious mistress. The strength of the Shivan Armada far surpassed anything we had the capacity to resist. The Shivans nearly accomplished in 3 months what the GTA and PvE could not do in 14 years. Only the legacy of a dead race saved our species from extinction. In every crisis there is opportunity. The Shivan catastrophe has left the Terran and Vasudan empires a shadow of their former selves. The Terran-Vasudan alliance, hastily formed and driven by conflict, is starting to disintegrate. Power, like nature, abhors a vacuum. And history has shown that in these situations, fortune always favors the bold.
Congratulations, pilot. You have been selected for the Special Operations Branch of Galactic Terran Intelligence. You passed GTI's rigorous medical and psychological examinations, and your record of service with Admiral Poe and the GTD Intrepid has been exemplary. You will lead Alpha Wing of the 91st Phantoms. As a pilot for the GTI, your missions will involve highly sensitive combat and containment operations. These assignments are covert and classified. Violation of classification protocol will result in court-martial and possible execution under the Counterintelligence and Espionage Act.
Again, way to start the relationship.
The primary objective of the GTI is to provide Terran Command with accurate and comprehensive information regarding the tactics, technologies, activities, and strategic objectives of forces hostile to the GTA. GTI is divided into 3 branches, each with its own fleet and each focusing on specific areas of intelligence. Special Operations, headed by the GTD Krios, specializes in strategic assault and containment. Our missions involve high-priority objectives in situations too sensitive, dangerous, or volatile for standard GTA forces. Intelligence, led by the GTD Soyokaze, specializes in infiltration and espionage. Intel primarily conducts reconnaissance and surgical strikes, and its missions are planned to provide minimal combat exposure. Research and Development, commanded by the GTD Repulse, specializes in the development of cutting-edge technologies. R&D's missions involve the deployment and field testing of advanced weapons and warship prototypes. As an officer of the GTI, you will have access to these technologies before they become available to GTA pilots. Normally, the 3 branches conduct joint operations in concert with one another, directed by a single command fleet. Unfortunately, the loss of the GTD Legion in the Battle of Deneb earlier this year has forced us to decentralize our operations somewhat. We will be taking our orders directly from GTA High Command. All efforts to restore contact with Earth have failed. As you know, the Sol jump node in Delta Serpentis collapsed shortly after Allied forces tracked and destroyed the Lucifer during its subspace jump. We believe the explosion of the Lucifer's 5 reactors created a subspace cataclysm that closed the node, perhaps permanently. The cataclysm seems to have also closed the phasing nodes to Deneb and Beta Aquilae via some sort of chain reaction. We currently have no way to access the Sol system via subspace. As Terran scientists work toward re-establishing contact with Earth an interim GTA command center has been set up in the Delta Serpentis system.
Okay, I'm gonna pause here and say that this is a playthrough of, as you can probably tell from the cutscene, the Silent Threat Reborn campaign for the Freespace Port. I am going to run this concurrently with the original Silent Threat, so anyone who wishes can compare the two. So I can tell you, Silent Threat, having played through 4 missions of it already before starting this, has serious writing deficiencies, which is why this was created. Also, I'm wondering how GTI has footage of the Lucifer being destroyed from the Earth side of the node. But, be that as it may, on with the briefing.
Cultural and political differences have threatened to undermine the Terran-Vasudan Treaty since its inception. After 14 years of warfare, the relationship between the GTA and the PVE has been plagued with mutual distrust, misunderstanding, and a failure to comply with the treaty's mandate of full cooperation. Preserving the fragile peace treaty is of the utmost importance. Both the Terran-Vasudan War and the Shivan War have taken a heavy toll on our fleets, so our species must work together if we are to have any hope of defeating the Shivan threat. As an officer of the GTI, it is your responsibility to conduct yourself in a manner worthy of your station, both in battle and in your personal interaction with Vasudan colleagues. Should tensions escalate out of control, Special Operations will brief you on the appropriate method for containing the situation. You are being issued with a new leech cannon prototype. The leech cannon drains the power supply of enemy fighters. Use the gun to disable afterburners, energy weapons, and shields. No subsystems targeting is required, just point and shoot. The leech cannon is an anti-fighter weapon with minimal effect against larger vessels.
Alright, well, I will not be using that because I much prefer to just kill them. Okay.
At approximately 15:30 hours, Terran and Vasudan fighters repelled a Shivan attack against Outpost Fermi, one of our primary communication terminals in Vega. During the skirmish, Terran pilots fired on our Vasudan allies with intent to kill. Terran Command fears that if the PVE learns of this incident, the treaty and our hopes of defeating the Shivans will soon collapse. The motives of these pilots are unclear. We do not believe their actions represent a large-scale insurrection within Terran ranks, but the situation must be contained. Your objective will be to sanitize the area to prevent news of this incident from spreading beyond our secure zone. Destroy everything but the GTI communications terminal. The loss of innocent lives is regrettable, but necessary to preserve the Terran-Vasudan alliance and defeat the Shivans. You must not fail. We have a window of 5 minutes during which we must complete this operation. Staying any longer risks detection by GTA or PVE forces. Get in, do your job, and get out. Good luck.
Alright, so sanitize the area and avoid detection. As before, if you're watching my channel's uploads, the original of this mission went up an hour ago. So, I don't like this now any more than I did then, but it's the mission, so let's do it.
Pilots, you have 5 minutes to complete your objective. The Krios will jam long-range communications to prevent any ships from transmitting beyond our containment zone.
Well, that's a change. The destroyer is
Sanitize
here.
the area of all hostiles. All voices must be silenced to preserve the Terran-Vasudan alliance. Pilots, the transport Pisces is heading for the jump node. Destroy it before it can jump.
Roger, target acquired.
You guys get that?
Fighter on your tail, sir.
Nice, alright, furball. That was the risk of sending.
Watch your back, sir. Alpha 1, please respond.
Alright, yeah, it's a furball. I can't,
Pilots, you have 5 minutes to complete your objectives. The Krios will jam long-range communications to prevent any ships from transmitting beyond our containment zone. Sanitize the area of all hostiles. All voices must be silenced to preserve the Terran-Vasudan alliance. Pilots, the transport Pisces is heading for the jump node. Destroy it before it can jump.
Roger, target acquired.
wait. Cargo unknown. I'm gonna go scan that.
Watch your back,
Affirmative, sir. Check your flight, pilot.
Lost Alpha 1.
Okay, well, I need to scan that, obviously, otherwise it wouldn't be cargo unknown. So we're gonna do that. By God.
Pilots, you have 5 minutes to complete your objectives. The Krios will jam long-range communications to prevent any ships from
Try to
transmitting
circle
beyond our
around the
containment
furball.
zone. Sanitize the area of all hostiles. All voices must be silenced to preserve the Terran-Vasudan alliance. Pilots, the transport Pisces is heading for the jump node. Destroy it before it can jump.
Circle around the furball. I can avoid attracting attention and go right for it. The area is doing a pretty good job of sanitizing itself at this point.
Attention all pilots, the PVT Ares is en route to the Fermi Communications Terminal. If that transport docks, it'll be able to use the terminal to bypass our jamming field. Destroy Ares, ASAP. Station defenses will be able to... they probably will. There we go. Oh! All of my wingmen are dead. That's, really unfortunate. Looks like the Vasudans have won. I can't call in this
ship.
Pilots, you have less than 1 minute before the next patrol. Finish your mission and jump out before you're detected.
Oh, right, and the freaking time limit. Krios? You wanna... maybe...
This is Admiral Crow of the GTD Intrepid. Terran ships explain your presence here. There are no Allied units authorized in this area.
Alright.
Pilots, you have 5 minutes to complete your objectives. The Krios will jam long-range communications to prevent any ships from transmitting beyond our containment zone. Sanitize the area of all hostiles. All voices must be silenced to preserve the Terran-Vasudan alliance.
Breaking to attack.
We gotta kill that cruiser.
Pilots, the transport Viking is heading for the jump node. Destroy it before it can jump.
Can anyone of you... Excellent job, pilot.
Area is almost sanitized.
Attention all pilots, the PBT Ares is en route to the Fermi Communications Terminal. If that transport docks, it'll be able to use the terminal to bypass our jamming field. Destroy Ares ASAP.
Can anyone of you flyboys give me some cover?
Okay, that was too close. Took too many tries.
Pilots, you have less than 1 minute.
Well done, pilot. You executed a clean sweep of the area and contained a volatile incident. Vasudan Command remains unaware of these events, and the peace treaty remains intact.
Alright. 5 kills. 2 Seths, 1 Toth, 1 Scarab, 1 Isis. Alright, that's, well, that was a war crime if ever there was one. So we will see you for the next episode, where we may or may not continue to be the baddies.